Okay, this is going to be lesson one again. We'll have to add another letter to it, so you'll be able to tell the difference between this Mishnah, lesson one, and the first Mishnah, lesson one. This Mishnah, it's the second Mishnah of Hameiniach Mishna, and there's a small introduction that I want to give you. First of all, we're dealing with bar. Bar means a pit. And we're dealing with bar in Rishus Harabim is the general idea. Bar b'Rishus Harabim, bar in a public domain. And we know that even though the domain is not yours, you don't own it, it belongs to the public, but because you dug it, the Torah puts it into your rishus, and it makes you responsible. We're going to see a Machlekes Rav and Shmuel in the Gemara how that works. But meanwhile, bar b'Rishus Harabim, everyone agrees is chayev. There's no question about that. Bar b'Rishus Harabim, if you put something in Rishus Harabim, you dug a pit in Rishus Harabim rather, and someone gets hurt, they're going to be chayev. Bar b'Rishus Hayachid, if you dug a pit in your own domain and then you made your domain ownerless, so therefore people can now walk in there, but you made it with permission because you used to own it. It was your own property. You could do whatever you want. So, but now someone could get hurt on it. Well, Rabbi Kiva says you're chayev anyway, and that's the halacha. So let's just accept that. Kiva says chayev, and Rabbi Shmuel holds pater. That's a Gemara in I think the fifth parak. Okay, so bar is chayev whether it's b'Rishus Harabim or b'Rishus Hayachid, and it's normally understood that you did not have permission to have it there, or at least you're responsible. Um, let's say there's another example of bar, and that is the case of Hameiniach Mishna. Let's put over here Hameiniach, just Hameiniach Mishna. That's a bar because someone can get hurt on that Hameiniach Mishna. No, that's a mistake. 1 second. Let's take that off. Let's see how this works. Sorry about that. So Hameiniach Mishna. If someone puts a kad into Rishus Harabim, so the law is that if it causes damage, you're chayev. Why you're chayev? Because it's pshia. The way that it got there, let's make an arrow in another color. The way that it got there was in a way that you had no permission to do it. You're totally negligent. You should not have put it down there. The other example that we gave in the class is, let's say there was a car accident. Make a little car over here. Oops. Whatever. Sorry about that. I'll make a wheel. And gets into an accident. Make a door. And gets into an accident, and there's little glass all over the floor after this accident. Now, someone gets hurt on that glass. So are you going to be chayev, the person whose car this was, for the damages that glass caused? Someone slipped on it and got hurt. So we said, no, you're going to be pater. You don't have to go clean that up. Someone else will. It's Rishus Harabim. Whoever cleans up the streets will clean it. However, we said that if there are things left here that you want to keep, then you're going to be chayev. For example, let's say your radio ends up, you don't have a radio. Let's say if it's your CD player, you listen to kosher music or shiurim, let's say, or your cell phone is left here on the street and you want to come back, to take it, but someone gets hurt on it. So then you're going to be chayev, even though the reason why it got there was because of chas v'shalom, it was an accident or whatever, but not to you, to someone else, and because you want to keep it, you're going to be chayev on it. Okay, let's read our Mishnah now. It's the Mishnah, the second Mishnah. It says, Nishbra kade b'Rishus Harabim. Let's say your kad is a pitcher. Nishbra means broke, and it broke. And how did it break? It broke. We're going to see a person slipped. B'Rishus Harabim, in Rishus Harabim. That's the beginning of the story. However, after the kad broke, the second part of the story is huchlak echad b'mayim. Someone slipped. Huchlak is to slip. Someone slipped in the water, or got hurt on the shards. It comes from the word cheres, which means the broken pieces. So that what is the halacha? The halacha is chayiv. Now, it would only make sense that he's chayiv if the reason why these pieces got there was bipshia, was in a negligent way. So the Gemara is going to explain, at least if this is considered a case of a bar, that's how it's going to be according to Shmuel later on in our Gemara. So this is the Tanakama's opinion, where Reb Meir holds that it's a this is niskal. Reb Meir holds niskal is pesheya. Niskal means to slip. If someone slips in Rosh Hashanah, not because he tripped on something, he just slipped. If he trips on something, that's a different story. But the person who broke the kad, he just slipped on his own feet. He slipped on the floor. It was a regular floor. There was no ice there, or there was nothing there that he tripped on. Reb Meir says if you trip like that, then that's a pshia, and it's just like meiniach hasakad b'shus harabim. You should have been more careful. You shouldn't have put it there, let's call it, and therefore you're going to be chayiv if it causes damage. Rabbi Yehuda says b'miskaven chayiv, bein miskaven pater. Rabbi Yehuda says b'miskaven, if you have intent, then you're going to be chayiv, but if you don't have intent, miskaven means like kavana, intent, right? Intent, or ein miskaven is not intent, then you're going to be pater. Let's do it like that. So how does he hold? He holds niskal. I spelled that wrong. It's the vav is supposed to be there, and let me erase that little thing. It's a pesheya, and Rabbi Yehuda holds lav pesheya, that he's not a pesheya, and therefore Rabbi Yehuda would put it in the category of an einus. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's an einus. Let's just go like that. And according to Reb Meir, niskal is a pshia. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's not a pshia. So therefore, b'miskaven, if you intend to keep the pieces, let's say like the example that I gave you here with your CD player from the dashboard or whatever, so then you're going to be chayiv. You're responsible for the damages that causes. But if it's be'ina miskaven, if you don't want to keep those pieces, then you're going to be pater, because the reason why the pieces got there was totally ba'inus. He holds that niskal, slipping, is an einus. So again, just in short, our mission is talking about someone that slips. Is slipping considered negligent or an einus? That's machlekes Reb Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. And the difference between them is if you're going to be chayiv on someone that gets hurt on it, or pater if someone gets hurt on it. According to the Reb Meir, who holds that you're negligent for slipping, then you're chayiv if someone gets hurt on the broken pieces. Rabbi Yehuda holds that niskal is an accident, and therefore you're going to be pater for those someone gets hurt on those broken pieces. Okay, I simplified the case of this Mishnah, and we're learning it out, of course, that it's a din in bar. We're going to see that that's not so simple. There's Rav's opinion, who holds that it's not a din in bar, and we're also going to see that there's actually two cases here. If a person slips on it, if a person gets hurt on these pieces after they fall, or if a person gets hurt on it while it's falling, but that you'll have to wait for the Gemara.